Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about the game 5th of World Chess Championship where Nepomniachtchi started against Ding Liren with the e4 pawn. So Nepomniachtchi returns to his favorite move after failing to gain an advantage in the third game with the queen's pawn, and the black responded with e5. It's hard to imagine Ding's playing anything against e4 in the match other than e5. Ding usually plays this move, so the next move by Nepomniachtchi was played by knight to f3, and the black played knight to c3, trying to protect the pawn. The third move which Nepomniachtchi played was b5, trying to bring the game toward the RUY LOPEZ opening, and now the white here is ready to castle, and black played the mainline variation of the RUY LOPEZ, the a6 pawn. So Nepomniachtchi bring back his bishop to a4, and now he is ready to castle, but black responded with the knight to f6. Now we are in a mainline open variation of RUY LOPEZ, and in the fifth move white castles to the king side, and the game begins with the seventh move, which is e5, and now black is also going towards. Now this game after bishop to e7, it's become the close variation of RUY LOPEZ. So here black is now ready to castle, which black plays d3, trying to make a good pawn structure and stopping these knights from entering in his territory. So the RUY LOPEZ is the most classical of all chess openings, and I was curious to know what idea Nepomniachtchi had prepared for the match. And now you can see the sixth move, bishop takes c6. Now if the bishop takes c6, bishop take was played in the first game and gave him an edge, but it was a one game attempt which Nepomniachtchi first played and worked well for the purpose. And rook to e1 was a chosen move in the match against Carlsen. These moves he had already played, and d3 is a popular and modern option. So the sixth move was played with bishop to b5, trying to bring and to protect his bishop, which black did. This was actually a good move. b5 was a good move which was played by white. It was black, so he brings his bishop back. The black played d6, and then the move c3 was played. So in the next move, white can just simply stop this knight from coming to d4 pawn, b4 square, and trying to grab the center. So the black played a knight towards the king side and castles, and the ninth move was h3. This is a quite aggressive game because now the black cannot bring his knight to g4 and attack the center. So next which was played was b7, trying to move this game toward the accelerated dragon. In these RUY LOPEZ opening positions, there are many possible plans for the both sides with many details and subtleties. So the ninth move which white plays was a4. Now it's a rare move. It's a rare move played by Fallujah last year, because by this game now you have opened the place for your bishop. But what if the black does not take, and if black takes, then he can just double pawn, and then you can take with the rook in the next move. But if he takes, and he will attack the bishop, and now you will take back to secure your position. So next game which black played, trying to attack the bishop with knight to a5. So what is the 11th move was bishop to a2, trying to stop the bishop, trying to protect the bishop. I think bishops are quite good in the middle game, and the knights are good at the end game. Now here the idea is now the bishop can stay on the dangerous diagonal, and now then the next move was played, 11th move, which was c5, trying to enter the center, and black plays bishop to g5, now attacking the knight, and now bishop is also protected. Actually here I can say that he moved, it's a new move. Nepomniachtchi certainly had a good stock of ideas in the opening against his opponent's more predictable choice. Here now the black is simply just attack with the h6 pawn with the move. So Nepomniachtchi, this was certainly a new move in the chess. In the black plays h6 as expected, a curious move as white probably wants to take on f6 anyway. So the next move which was played, bishop takes f6. Now he sacrificed the bishop for a pawn. Now we take this move back, bishop for the knight exchange. It's a good variation actually. So next take bishop takes bishop, bishop takes bishop, and a takes bishop to pawn to b5. Now if the black takes with the pawn, then you can just pin your knight to the rook. So a takes b5, now as I have already said. So knight to right, knight from b1 to d2 was the move was played, and now the black played c6, knight to c6, trying to wrap the center. So the next move black played was bishop to d5, bishop. Now here black has opened and saved his bishop, and now he is trying to white is ready to trade the bishops trade the rooks. So black takes the rook at a1, black takes with the queen, and black moves his queen to d7. So he is actually, d7 was a good move, trying to protect his bishop. In next move, if he wouldn't have moved, then white can just simply move his queen to a7 and try or to a, and he can get them to this square. Queen to d7 and bishop, rook to e1. So Nepomniachtchi was blitzing all his moves, indicating he was still in preparation. So the next move black played was rook to a8, trying to threaten the queen. It's a natural move, although it's not so clear whether forcing the queen back to the game is the most precise move. And black has to take his queen back. White has to take his queen back. So what does now the queen move back, and then in the game bishop back to d8 was played. I don't like this move, although deeming it might be excessive criticism. So there are 7 possible plans, and now you can just simply knight to e7, or in the next move knight to e7 what could have been played. or any other move. So in the game, so e7 could have been played, or bishop to d7 could have been played. So the next move actually was played knight to f1. Black played knight to e7, and according to Indian, it's a mistake. After this, white definitely has the upper hand. So what was the idea behind this? Now rook takes, now bishop takes, bishop at b7, queen takes b7, and the 22nd move was knight to e3. Now two knights are ready for the game, and now white can exchange his knight. Nepomniachtchi got what he wanted from the opening, a good position attacking chess and advantage of the clock. So the 22nd move was played, bishop to b5. Now the black is readying it to move this pawn further and trying to attack this pawn and the knight at the same time. So the white played h4. Now here this move was actually a brilliant move. I'm not personally sure if this move is still part of the preparation or it was thought up on the board, but it's a great decision. It reminds me of a great Kasparov game I watched live when I was on the platform, played a similar against Van Valley in 1999, achieving a magnificent victory. So black played queen to c6, and the white played h5, forcing his pawn further. Now you cannot move your knight further, and you cannot just simply attack like this. And here I think black has to move one of his pawn. The pawn at c5 was a good idea to move, but this is critical move. H5 is a critical move. Nepomniachtchi has said in the press conference that he was torn between this and c4. He wanted to move c4, but he moved it anyway. So the move c4 was played. This is better than capturing on c4 or d4. So now black should have made this move early, but he made it later, but better than nothing. So black played d4, not capturing the pawn, but this is best move, trying to grab the center and building a strong chain of the pawn. So black takes d4. It's a mistake. Not the most accurate move, although Ding had to calculate some difficult line in order to choose the best move. So you cannot just sitting at the board predict the moves. So knight to d4 was played. Now it's an excellent move, trying to attack the queen at the same time. And if the bishop takes, you can take back with the queen or the pawn, and you're up in the game. Now this is the right move, and queen to c5 was played. It's the queen to g4. Now according to chess engine, this was a mistake, and this was the only inaccuracy which the Nepomniachtchi made. It was only the mistake he made in the game. Inaccuracy you cannot say it's a mistake, because while playing the game you just think and you make your plan. Queen to f3, queen to e5. This was a confusing game move. Knight to f3, trying to attack the queen again. Queen to d7, trying to exchange the queen, but here white does not have to, and no one is forcing black to exchange the queens. Knight to f3. Now you can just simply exchange the knights. Knight to f5. It was also an inaccuracy. It's a good move. And now The queen is under threat by bishop, by rook, and by the pawn at the same time. Obviously, you have to save your queen first. Black has to move and first. I don't think this was a good game. Good, actually, it was a good game, but it was not actually a good move. Queen to f6. Now the white. Now this is quite a good move where Nepomniachtchi has already lined up his pieces, and now he can go for the further attacking, and now he's attacking the rook. Black moved and saved his rook. Knight to e2. This was also a good move. An excellent move defending b2, where you cannot just simply attack and try to castle and break the pawn structure of white, and avoiding the counterplay with b5 and b4. So the next move was bishop to c5. This move does not do anything. So, and as from this game you can say that white is already confused, black is already confused, Ding Liren was confused. So then another brilliant move is played by mixing attack. g4 was a brilliant move, mixing attack and defense. The f5 pawn is protected, and it's important to free the queen. So the next move, he queen going back to d8, and I think here black should go for the rook and try to get into the white's territory, and queen to b3, queen to d5, king to f8, trying to protect and attack the pawn, king to f1, and rook to c8. So I think c8 with the idea of bringing the queen to d7 to b7 is the only chance to defend, but taking the queen out of the defense from f5 to f6 and g4 to g5 advance is difficult in the heat of the game. So another brilliant move. Now the rook supports the decisive king side, break with f6 or g5. So the next move, which was played by b8, for the lack of better option, Ding decided to wait out the inevitable. g7, brilliant move, and the pawn h-pawn takes at g5, queen to d7, and d7 is more stubborn, and rook to a8. Actually, I wanted the black to move this king a little further, but he made this move after 3 to 4 moves. Knight takes the pawn, and knight to g5, and now black can just in next move give a checkmate. So rook to a1, giving a check. Now black is just trying. Ding Liren knows that he cannot win, he is stuck. And the next move, e2. Now black at one time he cannot just simply protect the king, and he can go into a check, but this won't do because black already has the rook and the knight and all the pieces to protect, and now white is definitely in a better position. So so the next move which was played, king to g2. King to g2 is also winning because queen to a8, and here the game moves further, because if g2 was played, and the next move would have been the queen to a8, and black would have moved queen takes a8, and this also opens another level, but today we will just continue and go by the game. So queen to e7, e4, queen to e8, king to f3, and queen to a8. Now the black is building and trying to sacrifice the queen again, and here queen takes a8. Now the white accepts the queen as sacrifice, takes the queen. So I expected Nepomniachtchi to play on his style, keeping the queens and winning by attack, but he made the most professional decision, bringing the game to an easily winning endgame, because you are now up by a lot of pieces and black has just one rook. So rook takes the queen at a8, f6, and the g6, trying to protect and surviving as much as possible. And now here this move where black pawn takes at g6, f takes g6, and now the rook must take the pawn, and bishop to rook to a2. Then the next move g4 was played, and rook takes p2, and the 48th move where after this the black resigned was h6, rook to h6. Now you are going to protecting your pawn, and now you are ready to give a check in the next move. So the king goes to f5, and white has a mating net. With the third decisive move out of the 5, each better than the other, this is only one of the best starting to the world championship in history. If before the event started there was doubt about the true interest of the public due to the Carlson absence, the game spoke for themselves, and I imagine that chess fans all over the world can't wait for the next battle. And tomorrow on 16th there will be another match, and now and today this is the game 5, and on 16th there will be today the sixth game of the World Chess Championship will be played. So here the next move was, if the game would have continued, the game continued to h6, bishop to h6, bishop to f2, rook to h8 giving a check, king to f7, and the 50 king to f5 with mate in the next move. Now you can just simply in the next move white has to take the pawn, and now it's a checkmate, and black cannot just protect and escape this. So this was the game, the 5th game of the World Chess Championship, which was played between Nepomniachtchi and Ding Liren in Astana, Kazakhstan. So thank you for the please like and subscribe the channel.